everyone, welcome to Sunny Day Stamping. I'm Julie Baca and I am so glad that you're here. Today's project is a square card. It's going to be perfect to attach to a gift like Mother's Day and weddings and graduation and housewarmings and all those things that seem to be happening this time of year. So I hope this is going to be a really helpful video for you. I'm even going to show you how to make a square envelope to fit that square card. Now, just a note on the envelopes, they are going to be 4 3/8 square, which is too small to send in the mail. It has to be at least 5 inches, but I'll show you how to convert that if you want to end up sending that card, or you can just stuff it in a regular envelope. So that is going to be our fun project for today. But real quick, it is the end of April 2023, so that last chance product sale is ending. Actually, May 1st. You have till May 1st. And I wanted to point out 2 of my favorite stamp sets that are retiring, the Flowering Tulips and the Christmas Season. I know it doesn't seem like time to buy Christmas, but this has been one of my absolute favorites. And if you buy either one of these or both by May 1st, I will send you the project sheets that go with these. So I've got like 12 or 13 project sheets for each stamp set. So put those in your cart today. Hopefully they're still available when this video comes out. All right, let's get started. Look at this cute little card you can tuck into a gift bag or on top of a gift, and I'll show you how to make this adorable matching envelope. I'm going to be using the Nature's Prints, oh, you can't see that, there, Nature's Prints stamp set and the dies. Let me show you these dies. It cuts out all of the different foliage, but it also comes with this amazing wreath. This is going to be our focal point, and we're going to use these 3 little foliage pieces and then this to cut out our sentiment. Now this set is carrying over to the new catalog that starts May 2nd, but it will only be at the bundle price, which is a 10% discount until May 1st. So if you love this set, and you've seen me use it lots of times, I love it too, you'll want to grab it at the bundle price before May 2nd. Now, when I was making this project, I mean, you know that this die cut cuts out all the words in this set, but I'm like, I wanted to make a birthday on the front, and I'm like, I wonder if these will fit, and check it out. These totally fit on these smaller sentiments. These bigger ones don't fit because, see, the actual stamps are a little bit bigger, but it's going to fit all of these. So if you want to make a birthday card, like, take dies out of other sets and see where they fit into the words of your other stamp sets. So I went a little crazy on my colors this time. So if you don't like them, don't worry, because I'm going to show you how to put them in more normal colors. But I wanted to use a gray card base because I started out with crumb cake, but I'm like, I always use crumb cake. I will put some pictures on my website, though, of a crumb cake card base if you don't like the gray. But this is how I designed it, was to use a gray background, and then you're going to use, I used Very Vanilla, which I thought was pretty cool, but you could use white, and then pick one color that will go on your envelope, that will be on one of your wreaths, and in this background section. And then I just used black as my like pop color because my ink is black. And that's all I use. We're using one color of ink, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 colors of paper, and we're done. So we're going to start by cutting our wreaths out. You're going to need 2. I already cut one in the Very Vanilla, and then you want one in your main focal point color. Now, I said in the project sheet and on my website, you can get all the measurements for this are on my website, sunnydaystamping.com. There's a link in the description. My email subscribers will get this print and make project sheet emailed to them, and it'll have the measurements, some written instructions, and a list of supplies. So if you'd like that, you can sign up for my email list. Anyway, all that to say, you're going to need a 4x4 piece of paper to cut out this wreath, because I like to really conserve my paper. But if you just throw this wreath on here 4x4, you're going to be mad at me and say I measured this wrong because it extends. But this wreath is not perfectly circular, which I love. So you just want to rotate it until it fits on your paper without hanging off. And I promise it's going to work. See? Now this you cannot run through your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. It's too large. So you need to have a large Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for that. Now, I just wanted to give you a couple tips in cutting out this wreath. It's a little bit delicate, so I like to keep my base on there if I can. Oh no, it's stuck to my, oh man, all the tips I was about to show you are not going to work because it's stuck to my base here. Okay, I'm going to do like this, and what I was going to say is try to keep the metal portion attached because it'll prevent tearing of these delicate pieces. And it also, I like to, you can see that some of these did not fall out automatically. So I like to keep my metal on there, and you can easily punch through and punch all those out. But my example did not work. So now you're going to take your pick tool or a toothpick, and you're going to go through and just punch out anything that didn't fall out on its own. Usually most dies fall out on their own, but when they're delicate like this, they don't, and they just need a little loving, but it's worth it. So this take your pick tool is, I just love this. I held out a long time in buying it because I'm like, I don't need another thing, but this is $10. You get all these different little tools with it, and it is fantastic. And I used to use a toothpick to punch all this out, but I kept losing my toothpick because it was so small. So this is great. It's hard to lose this thing. So now you're going to just dig through your scrap pile and find a piece that will fit this this label, and then pick a sentiment out of that stamp set or use the go-to greetings, and then just stamp it on here. I like to stamp it first so that I can line this up on it and make sure it's absolutely straight. Now, one thing I will do before running that through my cut and emboss machine is it makes me so annoyed if this is a little askew. I'm just enough OCD that bothers me. So I like to take a Post-it note, and if it's the first time I've used it, I kind of get the oils of my skin on it so it's not really sticky. And then I line that up and I put this right over it, and it holds it in place while I run it through the machine so it'll cut perfectly. And you can reuse that Post-it note until it's lost all its sticky. The next thing I'm going to do, there are 3 little pieces of foliage in that stamp set, and I'm going to cut those out in black. Okay, I misspoke. Those are not from the stamp set, obviously. Those are from the die set. So let me show you that this cut out perfectly. Okay, so now we're ready to put our card together. So we're just going to burnish that fold line there. And then we're going to take the 2x4 piece and glue that on there. Now we're going to layer these wreaths on here. And I want you to see that this wreath has one really prominent leaf and then another smaller one. My eye goes to that big prominent leaf. So if I glue that one that way, I want to find that prominent leaf on this one because I do not want them to be lined up. That would just not do it. I want them to be a little askew, so you can rotate it as much as you want until it looks how you like it, and glue that down. Now let me give you a little tip. I love this craft sheet. The glue does not stick to it, so whenever you are gluing something, you can glue over it, and it'll just dry on there and rub off instead of having a sticky mess all over your everywhere. So you can see I did not put a ton of glue on this. I kind of want it to not lay completely flat. So I just kind of putting this just enough to have it stick down. And you'll see it's going to be hard to get this one to stick down, but I've got a tip for you. So I just want to make sure I'm doing this the right way. I want to see that color underneath. Okay, so you can see I'm just tapping that down. You can see that is not adhered very well. I'm going to flip it over on my craft mat and just rub it. That is going to squish it all down. Any glue is going to be on here, and actually there wasn't any. There's a little squished out there, and there, that's it. Now you're going to take your sentiment, and we're going to put a couple pieces of foliage, one here and one here. So you're going to want to look so you know where to put your glue. I want it in this corner, this corner, and this corner. Now you're going to look at your die and make sure you're flipping it over so that there's like a shiny side and a rough side. You want the rough side up. You could also tape this to the back. So now we're just going to throw some dimensionals on here because I want this sentiment to be popped up Save this piece of foliage. We're going to do something with that. Don't you worry. And then we're just going to flip this over and we're going to cover right up that seam, which is directly in the middle. I mean, it tells you exactly where to put it, so you know you are in the middle. So that makes it really easy. Now, one thing I forgot to do, I wanted to stamp on the back of this. So I'm going to open this up and turn it around. There's this cutest little flower in that stamp set. I just love it. And we're going to just put this on the back of our card. Oh, I didn't ink that up well enough. Okay, now we'll flip this back over, and we need a piece of black and a piece of vanilla for the inside. Now, if you wanted to stamp on this, you definitely could. I just didn't. I wanted to keep it kind of plain, but I'm going to show you how to spice this up a little bit. We're going to take this little piece of foliage and just stick it in here. Isn't that just clean and simple, but so pretty? I love that. Okay, so to make the square envelope, you're gonna moisten the adhesive and you're gonna glue this shut. And then whatever the width of your envelope is, you're gonna use that measurement and slice it off the end to make it square. So these are the A2 invitation envelopes from Stampin' Up, and they are 4 3/8 wide this way. So I'm going to cut this at 4 3/8. So don't stress about the eighths. Let me see. Can I pick this up? I don't know if that's in focus for you. Anyway, so there's 4. So an eighth is 2 ticks. So we're going to go 6 ticks. So there's 4 1/4 and 2 more ticks to the left is 4 3/8. So that's it. You can see that that is square, but now we need to make a little flap. And what we can do, you could use designer series paper, but we are going to use the same color as our card. So you're going to, this is also going to be 4 3/8 or whatever the width of your envelope is. Cut that to that, and then we're going to score it at a 1/2 inch. I love this paper trimmer because there are measurements on both sides here. So if you have a smaller measurement, you can use the right and still be able to hold down your paper. So you're going to score that really well, and that is going to create a flap for your card. Now, if you don't like it straight across like that, you can use a circle punch. Where'd mine go? I'm going to use the 1 3/4 circle punch. Stampin' Up is selling these right now, and I absolutely love it. You're just going to tuck the corner of the paper in there all the way till it's tight, and then snap. So you can see that there's a little, can you see? I don't know if you can see. There's like just the small place to put that in, and it works perfectly to corner round pieces of paper. Now you're just gonna take your flap and lay it on your silicone craft sheet and add some glue here. And then you're gonna take your envelope, and this is the side that opens. If I can open it, there we go. And I'm gonna lay this on top of my flap and fold it over. And then I'm gonna make sure it's in the center. And then I'm gonna press it down. Now, because this is cardstock, it's thick. It's thicker than the envelope, so it wants to open. So you kind of need to press it there for just a couple seconds. There, isn't that so cute? I just love it. But now let me show you. Now this is gonna be a 4 3/8 envelope, so you can see that you cannot mail. This would be a gift one. In order to be able to mail it, you need to, here's a real envelope, regular size envelope. So in order to be able to mail it, you can turn this into a 5-inch long. So it'll still fit in there, and it'll still slosh around a little bit, but not as much as in a big regular size envelope. I'm not sure. You may need extra postage on this, but probably not because it's not square. Now, the last thing we've got to do before I show you all of my examples is I got to stamp on this thing. I can't send it completely naked. There we go. That's cute. So this is in the Granny Apple. This is probably the most crazy colors I did, but I don't know. I really liked it for some reason. This one is the Blackberry Bliss, and then the Real Red that we made together, and then the Petal Pink from the beginning. But you could pick any colors in here to make it how you'd like it, or to match your gift. As a way of saying thank you to my customers, I have a customer bonus program where you can earn a free stamp set. So whenever you shop with me, use my current host code, and you can find that at the top of my website. So for every $50 that you order, you'll earn 1 Sunny Point. And when you collect 5 Sunny Points, I will buy you a stamp set of your choice and send it to you. So I hope you take advantage of that. If you need more information, it's on my website under the customer bonus, or there's a link in the description of this video. Thank you so much for watching today. Have a sunny day.